Hey guys, I'm Morthadon, and we are back for Oshi no Ko Season 1, Episode 2. So, if you guys can't tell by my voice, I am recovering from being sick. I'm still pretty in the thick of it right now, but I feel okay when I'm sitting down, hence why I look like a bum. I apologize for that. I haven't been able to cut my hair or shave because if I stand up for too long, I feel super shitty. So yeah, gonna have to deal with me having not as clean as I normally look. So hopefully by next episode I will be 100% better though. I'm gonna do my best to limit the coughing or edit it out or the throat clears and stuff like that. I know I just did one. Hopefully I remembered to edit it out. Hopefully to be not too annoying for you guys, but just letting you guys know what's going on in my life and why I may sound a little different than last episode or other reactions you may be used to. So, yeah, Oshi no Ko, very interesting show. We got done with the prologue. We still don't even really know what this show is gonna be like because that was just the prologue. Hell, Vinland Saga's prologue was a hell of a lot different than what season 2 was about, you know? So it's like I'm really curious to get into the show now after seeing what it's about, and it's one of those things where it started off rocky for me because I was like, ooh, like the way they're talking, like making lolicon jokes and like glorifying underage girls in the eyes of overaged men, and it's like I always like same with like beauty pageants and stuff. I always like get a little weird when it comes to stuff like that. I don't like it. And so, but then once it started going, it kind of moved away from those themes. Like, sure, they still made some of the jokes and stuff, but they weren't as gross, I'd say, as uh as I thought it was gonna go in that direction. So I'm really glad it's a really weird way to start it. They really like came out swinging for that, but maybe they were just trying to prep you for like some disturbing shit because there was still some disturbing shit after that with the idea of stalkers who just find these influencers and just get infatuated with them. And that shit happens in real life, guys. Like, I don't have to tell you, I'm sure you know. But if you didn't know, that shit's real. So and they get to the point where they'll donate thousands of dollars to these girls, and then they find out that these girls have married or have secret boyfriends or something like that, and they will get pissed. There's like a guy that even like sued a girl or something over it, like as if sending their money to that girl is gonna make them love her. It's actually I heard Aubrey Plaza, rest in peace for her husband. I feel so bad for her. But when her husband passed away, she got like a bunch of messages and stuff being like, "Oh, good, I'm glad he's dead. You're single now." How fucked up is that? But anyway, I don't want to go on a long tangent here and waste you guys' time. It's a really interesting premise for a show being reincarnated in these kids of an idol, having her be murdered and having this revenge as a goal. We'll see how that moves forward. So let's get started here in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, now. Oh. Oh. Is this the opening? But we have you usually don't get subtitles for an opening song. I like the song already. Wow. No. Interesting. If that's the opening song, I am into that for the next 12 episodes or however long you have it for. Okay. Oh. Ruby gonna go for it? 136,000! Okay. Phase 2. 1,000 now. 1 in 12.7. Who's the poor .7 of a person? Are they middle school or high school? Like her eyes went like dead for a second. It's like, shortcomings. I have none. You know, focusing a little bit more on Ruby, this is interesting. Oh. Man, I can't handle kids with cancer. Like, cancer sucks for anyone, but just kids being taken from this world at such a young age, it's so sad. Okay, so they're about to be in high school. I hated the way that the people on the street were like looking at her though. You guys notice that? Just another hint of that from last episode, you know? It's like she's even wearing like a middle school outfit, like creepy. Hmm. When they talk about their passions, they get those stars in their eyes. I'm gonna try to keep an eye out for that too. He was ready to die back then until he found just a little bit of motivation to live. Oh, damn. Managing influencers, I guess. Alright. Damn. She almost ruined it too, just out of anger for having to take care of the kids. Hmm. Oh, you got this, girl. Come on. Uh-oh. Oh, she didn't get it. The eyes say a lot. Damn. It's never good to hear. It always hurts. Even if there's... Damn. Damn. Oh! Wow! He sabotaged her. I didn't pick that up right away. Wow. Oh shit. That's fucked up, man. When he first said that, I thought he meant like doing something else, like maybe his attitude. Like she says he's all gloomy and everything. Maybe it was the attitude that's tricking the sister. No, no. Exactly what he didn't want to happen. Yeah. Hmm. Hmm. I feel like she's gonna. I don't know. I feel like it's gonna be hard to stop her, man. Hmm. Interesting. What is he up to? Oh man. Going to such lengths. Hmm. Oh. Oh. Well, damn, he's gonna like ruin this girl's career. Hmm. Yeah. I can't imagine. Damn. Oh, I think this is gonna backfire on you, man. So they were just trying to get information. They weren't actually trying to like poach her to like make the other group go like out of business or anything. They just wanted to hear all the rumors and what it was like there before his sister went there, even though I think he already made up his mind about not going. Wonder what Aqua's gonna do. Hmm. Will he change his mind? Oh. Okay. At least they can have management under control a little bit. That makes a bit more sense. Might be the best compromise for Aqua. Oh, scary. All right. What a vibrant lady. Look at that hair. Kind of reminds me of like Aizawa or something. It's like always sleepy, but nice video editing with Final Cat Pro. Is that what that was called? Hmm. It's crazy that for high school in Japan you get to pick stuff like that. Really cool. As an adult, as a kid, I probably wouldn't have cared. Oh, fuck. You know, hmm. Okay, so he tried a bit. Damn, that was a line. Damn. He was trying to give a good life lesson. That was funny. Oh no. This awful son of mine. Oh. Hmm. Hmm. Interesting. I wonder if he was as bad as he thought he was. Oh. This lady, Jesus. Jeez. Alright. Oh. Okay. So his grades are like way above for at least general education program. Oh. It's her. First time she's seen him since back then, maybe? What? Well, I did. Nope, general education. That art. Oh, what? Oh, wait, oh, is that it? Oh. Oh, we have... Is it the credits? I usually always watch the credits just in case there's something after. Which there was last time, so we had the little birthday tape that I made them. That was a good episode. We definitely got like a vibe of. I mean, it's kind of what I mean, it's basically continuing what we had, right? Like we saw them get older at the end, but it's still like, is she gonna be? Is Ruby gonna go into the idol world? Is Aqua gonna get into acting? And or what part of the industry does he get into? We kind of got, we dove into that stuff a little bit, but we kind of got to see how their personalities have developed over the years, because we only got to see them as, like, just entering high school age. We never got to actually hear what they're like after all that time, because things can change. Uh, I'm guessing Hoshino is a way to say star in Japanese. Makes sense because of their eye. I. That's funny. Like, if that is because I heard it say Hoshino, and it makes sense in that sentence. That it would be in that sentence that was said. It would be star. That's it, by the way, guys, for episode 2. But yeah, I heard them say the word Hoshino, and then in the subtitles I saw star in there, which I'm guessing it makes sense that that Ai's like name would have a star in it, considering her eyes had stars. But then when I said I was like, oh, when you pronounce her name, it sounds like you're saying I. So you could kind of say her name as I star, which is pretty accurate. Anyway, silliness aside, yeah, that was really good. I loved the opening. If that was the opening that we had there in the beginning, that was fantastic. I love the song. I love having lyrics. I don't normally get lyrics with my subtitles for TV show openings and endings, but maybe because this show is more music based, somewhat. I mean, I guess it's not, but it has to do with idols and music and stuff. Maybe because they are translating the songs that are maybe going to be played by Ruby in the future. Maybe they decided to do it for the opening and stuff as well. I don't know. But, or just for some reason they decided to do it this time and other times they don't. But yeah, so regardless, they're about to be in high school, so they just did their like entrance exams, picking the high school and everything. I briefly mentioned it. I'm not going to talk a lot about it because it's something I've already known. But Japanese culture having this, I mean, I assume because so many shows do it this way that this is how it works in Japan. I don't actually know. But having like different high schools to focus on different things and some of them excel, like it sounds like this is a pretty good high school to go to if you want to get into the performing arts. But general education, he scored a 70 and they said their average is only 40, so it sounded like they were like not that big of a deal for like just general education. Like there would have been much better schools for him to go to. Obviously he wanted to stay near his sister, so he he chose that one regardless. But yeah, it's just really cool that in Japan you get to pick. Like I said, when I was a kid, I probably wouldn't have cared because I didn't really know what I wanted to do by the time I got into high school. And I mean, I might have had a rough idea. Like, I think things were starting to click in my mind back then. I wanted to get into like the world of technology and everything. I ended up getting my first computer. I was intrigued at like working on them and fixing them. In middle school, I took a course on um like information technology kind of stuff where we learned about computers and everything. And so I guess maybe I would have like picked something if my grades were good enough that would get me into a school that focused on, technology and everything. And that would have been pretty cool. But anyway, uh it's just really neat that kids there have that option where they can focus down a path, and it probably helps set them up for just their entire futures. So, but with that being said, talking about making your decisions early, I really like the director's conversation with Ruby. I'm sorry, with Aqua. Sometimes I get that mixed up because Ruby sounds like it'd be the boy's name, and Aqua feels like it'd be the girl's name. Maybe, I mean, I think Aqua's a fine boy's name too. I think it's just Kono Subarashi has ruined me uh, because of freaking Aqua on there. Um, and then Ruby just feels like a little bit more. Maybe if I were to watch Ruby, like that TV show, I've never actually seen that one. Um, or web series. I don't know what you consider it, but whatever it is. Maybe I would have had a different opinion because I think there's a character in there named Ruby, and I think it's a girl. So, but regardless, it doesn't matter. I made the mistake. But the way the director talked to Aqua about like, you know, you should never give up on your dreams, no matter how old you get, and I do believe in that. Like there's aspects of, I mean, I do these recordings as a hobby right now because I don't have a big enough following. One, it's hard to build up a following. Maybe I'm just not good enough at it, maybe I'm just not entertaining enough, I'm not sure. But also too, partially because of our formatting, there's a lot of people that come here and they don't want to sync up the episode the way that I do, with the sync up with the timer and everything. So there's a handful of people that really like the format because you get to watch the whole episode alongside me and everything, but there's a lot of people that don't like that, so I lose a lot of views in that regard. But there's still like that small part of me that wishes like that dreams that if it could take off and I could do it as a full-time job, that would be amazing. I would love it. Um but but yeah, I've been trying to stream on the side too with some of my other free time. Granted, I haven't done that in like a week now because I was helping a sick family member. And anyway, I'm talking too much about myself in this freaking discussion. I apologize. I need to get back on the rails here. But I just like what the director said about dreams. I don't think anyone should ever give up on their dreams. Obviously, you gotta do what you gotta do to survive and everything and make it through life. But if you have the ability to focus on your dreams, or at least work on them in your spare time, I don't think that's ever really a bad thing, So, especially with how young he is. Now, obviously, I know he was like a full-fledged doctor in his previous life and he still has his memories. So he's like, if let's say he was like close to 30 in his original life when he died, and now he's gone another, high school? You're like maybe 15 when you're going into high school. No, you're probably younger when you're going into high school. I don't know about in Japan, but at least in the US, you're actually like 14, right? I think, because normally it's like 4 years, and when you're graduating, you're around 18 in the US. So, but yeah, so another 14 years on top of that, he could be nearing 44 years of being alive with those memories, you know? Obviously much different experiences between the rebirth and everything, um but yeah, so I but it does stink to see him, like, if he was giving up on his dreams. Now he's always been a harsh critic on himself, right? I wonder if he really was as bad as he said. Like, he said he tried it and he couldn't attract the audience like an actor should be able to. I wonder if that's really the case, or was that one of those moments of him just being like a lot more like self-destructive, kind of just like stopping his potential before it even like has a chance to get any farther. I don't know. But yeah. I do like, it was funny and everything, but I do wish that conversation didn't get interrupted because I feel like it was really important on both sides. I feel like that's like something the director is passionate about. And like after the first interruption, that was funny and fine, but then the second interruption and then the third interruption, you know. But I wonder if he will consider getting into acting. I mean, we saw at the end he still ended up going into general education, which, I mean, I guess he could still do acting while doing general education. Could you also transfer? I'm not sure, but maybe we'll find out what path he takes. So, we had Aqua sabotaging Ruby, not wanting her to become an idol. It makes sense, one, because of the way the mom died, you know, and two, it could, if the guy figures out, if the dad figures out, like, what the kids are like, what if the dad does something to try to go after the kids, too? You know, like, we still have no idea why he would have put this person up to, going after the mom. Like, why did that happen? And could it happen to one of the kids? So if she becomes, like, a public face, and, you know, I don't know if other people can see these stars in the eyes. That's, like, one of the things that I'm not sure of, because that seems like a very obvious thing that they'd be the kids of Hoshino Ai if, you know, if they could see that, but I don't know. I don't know. It's one of those anime things where, you know, or maybe not even just anime things, but how just people can't even tell that Superman's, you know, Clark Kent. Um, but yeah. So I don't know how he'd tell, other than being like, oh, my kid would be about this age, and she has, you know, the same hair color as me. But I'm sure there's like 50,000 other idols around that age that are like the hair color, right? But maybe the performance would be very similar to Ai's, and that would be like if people start seeing Ruby as like the new Ai Hoshino kind of thing. Although they're going by that last name publicly as well. So, like, Ruby Hoshino, right? They didn't change their last name at all, which means the father should be able to put that together, actually. So there's that. So if basically, I'm worried if she puts her face out there that we're gonna have that kind of problem. But yeah, and that's what I think Aqua is worried about too. So, now I don't really, that doesn't mean that I agree with him, like, gaslighting her and, you know, sending in the information on, like, pulling out of the race and then calling her and faking to be, like, to give her the bad news. Like, that's rough, man. And then I wasn't sure where they were going. I didn't really understand necessarily what they were doing when they brought in that other idol. But they were just trying to get information on this agency. It was almost like he was gonna let her go through with it if it didn't sound too bad. But maybe he just wanted, I mean, he also talked about hiring a PI in order to spread all that information, so maybe he also just wanted the information to do that with it. But I like the compromise that the Maiko came up with, because she basically said we're gonna just make an idol group again, and hopefully it goes well. Hopefully she doesn't waste too many assets and stuff, and it like fails. But yeah, and that way they can control management. I think that's the best compromise that Aqua's gonna get. Like, yes, she's still gonna be an idol. I don't know if he's still gonna try to find a way to sabotage it. It seems like he gave up on it now, I think. So we'll have to see. But yeah. Um the director living with his mom. I actually still live with my parents. I do a lot of work for them. I work a part-time job, and then I work part-time for my dad, and then I do this, which I don't necessarily consider this work, but I do make a little bit of money from it. From those of you who support me on Patreon and everything. Even though it's not a ton, but it's very much appreciated for those of you who do support me on there. Um, but yeah, I live with my parents, partially, obviously working a part-time job, or two part-time jobs. I can't afford to move out, but obviously I could stop helping my dad with his part of the business and get a full-time job, and probably be able to move out and everything. But I'm kind of happy with the situation, and there's a lot of aspects of my dad's business that he can't do because he just doesn't know how, and it's not really it has a lot of computer know-how that he just doesn't understand, and no matter how much you teach him, like if I teach my dad how to do something online, he only knows how to do it on that one specific website, right? So he's a plumber, right? He runs his own plumbing business, and these days you pull permits online most of the time, and you type up contracts for customers. He runs his own business, so you got to type up contracts and send invoices, and I do all that stuff for him. And I can walk him through the steps of doing, like, how to do the permit in this specific town, but every town has a different permitting system. Some of them are the same, some of them reuse the same, but at least in my area, pretty much every single little town has a different system. Some of them they don't even have online, and then you have to print out the form and fill it out and carry it in. But either way, so yes, I still live with my parents, so I kind of, when the director was saying like a lot of creators do it, I was just thinking about how I'm kind of a creator because I do this in my hobby and I do that, so I resonated with him a little bit there. But yeah. I do, like, yes, I do understand the whole, like, stigma of, like, oh yeah, you should be out on your own already, and it's like, sure, but I also do a lot to help out my family as well, and honestly, I value that more than I value the opinions of random people who think I should be living on my own, right? Like, I'm able to help them with, like, chores around the house and everything too, because they're getting older, and they, like, yes, they can still do it on their own, but like giving them the time to rest and stuff when they get home from work, I appreciate that. And then, being able to help work part-time for the business and all that as well, and keep the family business afloat and shit like that is nice as well. So, but yeah. So I just wanted to address my feelings of resonating with the director there. But yeah, this was a really good episode. I'm really looking forward to seeing more. It seems like he's still trying to Aqua's still trying to figure out the best way to try and find his father. He's like kind of in the life, but not really. And I mean, he talked about trying to get DNA and trying to get into a position where he can get close enough to get DNA, but I mean, I feel like the father has to be blonde, right? So I don't know. I guess we're gonna have to see what happens there. I'm really wondering about. I think Ichigo was his name. Uh, who went MIA after not MIA, but just kind of like quit, went off the map and everything after I's death, and B Kamachi broke up and everything. Maiko's husband just seems like he's out of the picture. I don't know if he's still with her and just not working at was it Strawberry Productions or whatever it is, or if he's just gone. But I hope it doesn't come back that it's like him. Like, I didn't get any kind of vibes that it was him, but he is a blonde-haired man that had a connection to I. Like, is the reason why he took it so hard and left because like the twist is going to be him. But I feel like that's too obvious, so I'd be kind of upset. But I figured I'd say it just in case in the future it happens to be true. But anyway, I'm sure there's some stuff I forgot to talk about. It was definitely an intriguing episode though, but with me and my sickness, and I still have one more show I want to record after this, I'm gonna call it here. So thank you guys so much for watching. Hit that subscribe button if you enjoyed. Check out my Patreon if you want to get 2 episodes ahead of time. You can check out my early access tier. The Patreon show tier also has shows that aren't even released to YouTube yet, so check that out as well. Links in the description below should be popping up on the screen. And I'll see you guys in my future reactions. Bye-bye.